is not buying by that because they not really living like that.
But that don't make you a certain. That don't make you a certain person.
I'm not saying you a certain person. What I'm saying is the way you seeing it, a lot of dudes don't see that because they're coming into this shit like, yo, this shit is entertainment. I'm not really that dude. My mom and my dad was there. I really was a square, but I seen YouTube.
But I understand
and
that.
I got my whole life and my image and my whole approach.
And all I'm saying is a Christian still shouldn't tell. It don't matter about, you could have had your mama and 2 daddies.
I understand what you saying, but that's what you saying. Boo-Boo, who real name is Lester, who turned into Boo-Boo and grew some blonde dreads like you and got tats on his face, he made that up in the house, looking in the mirror, watching YouTube.
Even him making it up.
Even him making it up. I understand what you're saying, but he's not built like you.
6 months later.
Mr. Stevens, if you could please state your true and correct legal name.
Trontavious Stevens.
And are you the same person referred to as Trontavious Stevens, also known as Tick and also known as Slug, on indictment 22 SC 183572?
Yes.
Do you also acknowledge that you were one of the founding members of Young Slime Life?
Yes.
You acknowledge that you are the same person referred to as Tick in the song by Young Thug entitled You, in the verse She Getting Robbed by Tick?
Yes.
You also acknowledge that on February 4th, 2021, you participated in a group chat with fellow YSL founder Jeffery Williams, A.K.A. Young Thug, and YSL associates Wooney Lee, A.K.A. Slime Life Shorty, wherein Jeffery Williams stated, YSL rule the world, kid. Y'all just start bringing me the money. Man, y'all stop playing with me. Do you acknowledge that?
Yes.
Do you acknowledge that on May 13, 2021, you participated in another group chat with fellow YSL founder Jeffery Williams, A.K.A. Young Thug, and YSL associates Martinez Arnold, Miles Farley, Quantavious Greer, Antonio Sumlin, Wooney Lee, wherein Jeffery Williams asked, y'all ain't beat him up or shot him yet? Then states, y'all getting soft.
Yes.
Do you acknowledge that the gas station at 151 Cleveland Avenue is a location where YSL associates sell drugs?
Yes.
That also the gas station at 221 Cleveland Avenue is a location where YSL associates sell drugs?
Yes.
Later.
Associate of YSL released a song on YouTube titled Slime Shit, where the lyrics state, hey, this is that slime shit. Hey, YSL shit. Hey, killing 12 shit. Hey, fuck a jail shit. Hey, cooking white brick. I'm not new to this. Hey, so I'm not new to this. Hey, I'm so true to this. Hey, I done put up a whole slime of 100 licks. Slime or get slime. I'm in the VIP and I got that pistol on my hip. You praying that you live. I'm praying that I hit. Hey, this that slime shit. Fuck the police. Fuck them in a high speed. 100 rounds in a Tahoe. I'm prepared to take them down. Got banana clips for all these niggas acting monkey. This that slime shit. This that mob shit. Fuck the judge, YSL. This that mob life and overt act.
Hey, yo, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Thinker Heist back in the building. You feel me? Talk to me, I'll talk back. It depends on what we talking about. Check me out, man. I ain't even gonna hold you. It's looking really, really bad for Young Thug. I posted this about 6 months ago. I said, honestly, I feel like this is gonna be the biggest case in the history of hip-hop, and it's going to lead to the most time ever in the history of a hip-hop group. So now, 9 months later, well, actually, it's about 10 months later because it's in January right now. So because it's 10 months deep into this thing, we got 8 out of the 28 people have already pled out and have either agreed through an Alford plea or have pled out to the point where they already done basically ratted out the slime. So at the beginning of this video, I played a clipping from $1 Million Worth of Game. And in the $1 Million Worth of Game interview, Despite the realness that Young Thug possesses, Wallow attempted to tell him that the people that he carries himself around are not the same. And despite, Young Thug could not see it any other way. So fast forward, as I made the clipping in the video where it says 6 months later, then we have Tick, who is essentially the co-founder of YSL, who goes along to say that Jeffrey is responsible for pretty much everything. Like, you got people who have accepted 15-year probation periods, 30-year probationary periods. But then you look at these guys' criminal history, and it appears as if they go to jail every 2 to 5 years. So recidivism is a real thing. What are the chances that these guys who they've given this opportunity to basically point the finger at someone, how long will they literally be able to exist as free human beings on the street without some type of riffraff going on that'll lead to them just ending up having to do the 15 or 30 years anyway, or increments of it until they feel as if, oh, okay, you've given us enough time and we'll take you off probation. Like, that's the way this thing works, man. It's so crazy. So everybody initially started off with it was Gunna that looked the worst throughout the whole situation. But when you listen to Wallow's words and it's, oh, Boo Boo the Fool, just watching YouTube, just get some blonde dreads and he look up to you on YouTube, by all means, you think that he is you? And then today we see Gunnatello, or what Charleston White would assume is a nickname, Gunnatello. So now it's just so unfortunate and it's terrible because on one context, I made a video earlier this week about Lil Mabu. Lil Mabu goes to collegiate school up in New York. Meanwhile, he's a drill rapper. Does anybody who kicks it with him that does the actual music of drill think that he's a drill artist? No, I'm sure they don't. They look at him, they know exactly who he is. But that doesn't stop them from being able to benefit financially or, capitalize some type of way off his energy or, it's got to be some type of reciprocation on both ends from Lil Mabu and anybody who works with him. So in the same sense of somebody like Gunna, who people are calling Gunnatello now, based on Charleston White, you got this guy who initially did a Crime Stopper video about his cousin that initially got killed or a situation that happened like that. And then we saw where he was acting in a film where the situation played out where he asked for some McDonald's and he might have something to say. Come to find out 6 months later, my man has something to say. I don't know if art imitates life or if light imitates art or if he was even acting to begin with or if he was acting when he was rapping. But I know one thing for sure, two things for certain. When you see Young Thug in that courtroom, he don't look like he understood that Gunna was going to tell though. So the Gunnatello line hit different. It's like a quadruple entendre, but that's a whole nother story. I actually want to get into the names that are brought up on the witness list. Anybody paid attention to the people that they asked to come and give their opinion? Because initially it was 30 people that they had said. Well, it was actually a list of 30. But when you look at number 29 and number 30 on the list, number 29 says any and all co-defendants in the above referenced indictment are going to be called to testify. So any co-defendant, that means 1 out of 8 or potentially 1 out of 28 or 27, because Thug ain't gonna tell on himself. You can't tell on yourself. You feel me? You either plead out or you feel me, you gonna fight it. But on number 29, you get all co-defendants are being required from the indictment. And then number 30, it says any and all witnesses named in the state's witness list. All right. So any people that are named in the witness list would be somebody potentially YF and Lucci. It could potentially be Birdman. It could potentially be Wayne. And you got to take into consideration the Pee Wee Roscoe situation definitely happened. And we can't act as if that's not a part of the Young Thug indictment, essentially. You know what I mean? Like Pee Wee Roscoe is doing a 10-piece based off that. Who's to say that the initial reason as to why they came and flexed on them was because of the whole incident with Pee Wee Roscoe, Bird, and Thug, and Wayne? Because I could have swore they was talking about they had intercepted some type of phones or something way back then. And that's crazy. But you also see a name like number 4, Leor Cohen. Why exactly would they ask for Leor Cohen to come to Jeffrey's court hearing and testify? Maybe it's because they actually want to hold the record labels accountable now. Obviously, Leor Cohen has a little bit too much more money to be here at this little hearing. You know what I mean? So obviously, what they intend to ask him will be in the entails of, hey, do you know where the money was going that you were contributing to this YSL record label? Because, I mean, Kevin Liles is listed as well. So, obviously, they're going to ask them about how he got his money. You think Leor Cohen or Kevin Liles is going to throw themselves under the bus before they tell the truth as to what they felt they were funding? I mean, it's a RICO charge. It's like a criminal enterprise, racketeering, you know? So obviously those guys are going to come and tell something that we never expected for them to tell, despite we saw as many times as Kevin Liles attempted to get Young Thug out in the beginning. The first 3 court hearings, Kevin Liles was there every single time, but you never saw Leor's name. You never saw Leor's face. I wonder why. Also, another name on this list that I find highly intriguing. I'm intrigued as to what Jerika will say. Number 9, Jerika Hauser. She's also listed. Anybody who's familiar with Thug knows who Jerika is. Jerika is Thug's former girlfriend from years back when initially they first started, the YSL thing. And I guess YFN Lucci and Young Thug used to have back and forth disagreements online about Jerika. I guess maybe Jerika could have possibly talked to Lucci in the past, or maybe while Thug was dating her, who knows? But, when you look at the inception of a lot of issues that take place in the culture, it's most likely a woman behind a lot of it. And I'm not necessarily going to throw myself out the gate and just say Jerika is responsible for the incidents that happened between Young Thug and all that. But, man, I don't think now that she the ex and Fam was rocking with Mariah the Scientist, I'm not necessarily sure Jerika gonna keep it 100. She done already got her Birkin bags. She got a whole nother nigga that's giving her Birkin bags now. You think she give a damn about Thug's Birkin bags? If he get caught, if Thug get found guilty of just 1 out of the 8 charges, because he only technically got 8 out of the 65 charges, and everybody is testifying that Thug is responsible for this thing, that thing, that thing, that thing in different ways. So it's going to be difficult for him to beat any one of those 8 charges. But in those 8 charges, if he get found guilty of just 1, he doing a minimum of 20. Bruh. You're lucky I ain't got the soundboard popping right now. But yo, a 20 piece. And all he used to do was say slat, slat, chi, chi. I made that video 6 months ago where I was talking about Thug. And I'm like, man, is this really what we were contributing to when we actually listened to the guy? When we indulged in streaming numbers and he made those number 1 charts based on our attention. Do you think that we thought that that's what we were listening to? Because another crazy thing, and I'm going to try to make this as short as possible. I'm on like a 10-minute run right now. I'm going to get us about 5 more minutes and we sliding out to the hideout. But respectfully, it's some other stuff that I want to talk about. I'm curious to know why they're asking these types of questions to the jurors for the questionnaire. If everyone is supposed to be judged by a jury of their peers, can someone make it make sense as to why they would ask a person, do you listen to hip hop or rap? Because I feel like if a person say yes, then that might bar them from being a juror. So how exactly can Thug have a decent chance at having credible jurors who could potentially be peers? Are you guys gonna ask for a bunch of 65-year-old white women? Of course they ain't heard of Young Thug. Of course they ain't never heard of Slime Life. They ain't never been to a concert. Of course, we know that. But I know for a fact it ain't too many people in this world that don't know who Lil Wayne is. You might not know who Gunna Rich Homie. You might not know who Bird is. You might not even know Thug, even if you in Atlanta. Or Lucci. But it ain't no way you don't know Wayne. On top of it, they ask people, have you ever lived around the Cleveland Avenue neighborhood? Have you ever lived around the Buckhead community? What about friends and family? Like that's going a little too far, fam, if you ask me. They also go on to say, do you believe that music lyrics are usually autobiographical? And then it says, do you believe that rap lyrics are usually autobiographical? So let me get this straight. They want to draw a line. They trying to draw a line between music being autobiographical and rap music being autobiographical. They're trying to say that emphatically, without a doubt, because these guys got dreads, tattoos on their face, necks and all that, hands, that make them exactly who they are. And then when you substantiate these text messages, the phone calls, the rap lyrics, you put all this stuff together, and then it's like, okay, you can't really avoid it now. It's like, damn, bruh, we just gotta do better. Respectfully, as a culture, we just gotta do better. So a couple of days ago, Rob 49 and French Montana, they were down there at DJ Khaled's restaurant down there in Miami, and a robbery and a shooting took place, which led for me to release a video at about 4 a.m. where I talked about biscuits and chicken nuggets. And I don't even eat chicken, fam. But all I'm saying is, yo, life is way more important than trying to go out here and be the superhero, man. Like this rap shit, rap is great. Rap music will never go away, honestly. It's no way to avoid hip-hop music. It is the most influential culture to exist since punk, maybe, you know? So, because it is influential as it is and as profitable, we just got to correct the culture within it. We need more values within this thing, man. But I ain't here to preach to y'all, even though it's Sunday. I don't really give a shit about none of that, yo. Is that the first time I cuss? Anyway, it's your boy Thinker Heist. 14 minutes, 30 seconds. I got a lot of video editing to do. Share this joint, man. I'm gone. You dig. It might be over for Thug. Damn, bro. Damn.